right, so Vicky Cool here with Colin from the Trews. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. So we're at the Border Crash tour. How'd this thing all come together?
It came about a few months ago. We got an offer, I think probably in early spring, and yeah, we were happy to do it. We love this venue, and we've had good shows at our park over the years, and you know, we played with the Headstones years and years and years ago, and it'd be cool to play with Los Lolo and Stephen Page, and yeah, good.
Cool. Now, speaking of Border Crash, why is it harder for Canadian bands to break through for the American market?
I don't know. That's kind of been a story for a long time for a lot of bands. I mean, there's a lot of bands down here. You know, there's a lot of rock bands, and you know, the competition is pretty stiff. So, you know, when we do get the chance to break through, it's very fortuitous. And,
right.
You know, we're all kind of still hoping for that, just as we keep going and keep making songs and making more records, that more and more people will catch on down here.
I mean, I can remember times where I've seen the Hit play at the arena here.
Yeah.
I lived in Vegas.
Yeah.
I go see them off the strip, like 20 minutes away at a dive bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was kind of their, yeah. I mean, they did better and better as they went, which was a testament to the quality of their band. I mean, they were pretty much filling House of Blues size venues all over America. And that's what we're kind of hoping to achieve too. It's like it's a slow, steady build. And there are certain markets where we do quite well, and it really feels good in those places. And we're hoping that, you know, good music will find its way.
Definitely. Speaking of good music, man, the new release, Civilianaires, that's a fantastic album.
Thank you, man. I'm really proud of it. You know, it's funny, I probably shouldn't be admitting this, but I don't usually listen to our records ever. But today when I was driving, I just stuck it on just to see, you know, I've been out almost a year now. So I was like, you know, how's it holding up after a year? And I listened, I was quite proud of it. I think we really did a good record.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, one of the first releases got a little controversy there.
Yeah, I know. And we suffered for it, but, you know, I think you have to have a point of view in music. I think you have to, you know, speak what's on your mind and in your heart, and you have to be honest. And we've never done anything different. We've always had an opinion on things, and yeah, something like that in this day and age is going to cause some controversy, and I mean, we're ready for it.
Now, the new single "Bar Star," what does it take to be a bar star?
I should know. Yeah, I think Bar Star actually was. I just love the title. You know, it's sometimes songs come about just because you hear something and you're like, oh, that's such a good song. That's such a good name for a song, and then you start with that, and then there's some music, and then you kind of work your way back. But I think it's about, you know, coming together, no matter what your circumstance. You know, we're kind of all raised to believe these days that one day we'll be rich and famous, and there'll be magic in music. And it was kind of I think we all got sold a bit of a phony bill of goods. That it doesn't work out for everyone that way. But there's still a lot of beauty in the everyday, and there's beauty in just the clubs you're playing, or the bars you're hanging out with, or just hanging out with your friends, or wherever you happen to find yourself. And you try to make, I mean, in our case, we try to make something that reflects how special that everyday experience is, you know, and I hope that it translates to the listener. So I think it's about having hope, but not having delusions of grandeur.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Now, you guys played with some huge acts: Rolling Stones, Robert Plant, Bruce Springsteen, just name a few.
Yeah.
Tell me, what was your favorite experience of anything that you've done?
They all feel like a dream to me now. You know, it's like they all happened fairly quickly. Like, I know in the case of the Rolling Stones, they were in town rehearsing for their Bigger Bang tour 14 years ago, and they were going to do a small little warm-up show at the Phoenix in Toronto, and we got the call 24 hours before the show.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, like, I've told this story 1,000 times, but I was just we were just about to release our second record. We were kind of a bit of a buzz band. Like, we had some hits, we were doing all right. And I called my manager saying, can you get us in? Because we're in Toronto doing promotion for a record. And he called me and he said, I can't get you in, but you guys can open. Wow. So I remember that's one of my favorite memories of my entire life as a musician, was that call. I just couldn't even breathe. It was so exciting. And, you know, and then Bruce Springsteen was a very similar thing. Like, he was playing in Moncton, New Brunswick, which is on the east coast, well, not the east coast, but it's towards the east there in Canada. And they needed some support acts, and we got thrown into the mix, and we just wanted to arrange a meet with them before. You know, you want to meet the boss.
Right.
So and apparently he doesn't usually meet up with people before shows because he's such a kind of laser-focused performer and wants to, and I respect that tremendously. But yeah, he agreed to do a photo with us, and he came ripping up on a little golf cart after his whole band already made their way, and he came out and came up to me and we just made some small talk, and then he said, "Do you know Twist and Shout?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Come sing it with me in the encore." So we all got up with Bruce Springsteen in the encore and did Twist and Shout. It's on YouTube, actually, if you look at Trews and Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, it's like a 10-minute version.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was just, I mean, that's incredible. I mean, who gets to do that kind of stuff? So I'm really grateful for those memories.
I mean, as far along as you guys started back out, when you first started, where did you think your level of fame would, like, what would you consider
I remember thinking,
famous to you?
it's funny, I remember thinking, we were opening for Big Sugar back in the early 2000s, and I remember just thinking, like, if we could just fill a bar the size of the Marquee Club, which is like probably 800 people in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm like, if we can get to this level, I'd be really happy. And then we got to that level within 2 or 3 years.
Right.
But of course, you get to that level, and then you're like, oh, and then you see other bands, you know, getting to arenas, and then you're like, oh, I want to do that. You know, like, it's always like you get to the top of one mountain, and there's another giant one in the distance. So, I mean, I'm really grateful for what we have achieved in Canada and in parts of America, and even in parts of, you know, England and stuff, like where we have had exposure. We've been able to go and play clubs that are pretty full. So I'm happy. I'm doing music I love. I'm doing music I've written. So I count that as a pretty major success. But it would always be nice, obviously. I mean, every artist wants to reach the biggest number of people possible and kind of move people, because there's nothing better in the world than thousands of people singing back the song you've written.
Right.
And I've experienced that on numerous occasions, and it's a pretty big addiction. Like, when you get that, you're looking for the next hit, like, immediately, and that can be kind of crazy. Yeah.
Now, when you guys have as many albums as you do, as many hits, how do you go about picking out your song set list?
Well, that's my brother's job. I'm too much of a scatterbrained person. I get kind of overwhelmed by it, so I'm not very good at writing set lists, but my brother's got it down to a science. So he tends to, like, balance the new with the old, like, you know, people that want to hear, like, there's certain songs we have to play every night for the Trews fan that
Right.
like wants a certain thing, and then we try to balance it with whatever the latest thing we're doing that's kind of turning us on musically, artistically.
Oh, you guys had a full summer of tour dates?
Yeah, we've been really, really busy. So yeah, we're doing this tonight. I mean, we were just in Ottawa, and then we were in Calgary. Before that, we were in Cape Breton, Kitabala, and Wainwright, Alberta. Kitabala's in Northern Ontario. So yeah, it's been busy.
After the tour wraps up, it's time to you guys.
I just listened to 20 new demos we submitted to the label, so the writing's been really, really happening. It's been abundant. So we've got a lot of songs. We're hoping to put out another record. We don't want to put out so much that it kind of just all folds into one and no one's really paying attention. So
Right.
we want to put it out at the right time. The last record did really well for us, like, kind of on a critical level, and and some of the songs did pretty good. And so we're hoping to kind of build on that, not leave it too long, but not have it come out too quickly that people don't notice.
Now, people want to follow up, they want to see you on tour, they want to order the album, they want to check the singles, where are they going to go?
Well, we're on everything. It's the Trews, Trews, and we're on Spotify and Apple Music and Facebook and Instagram and all the social media platforms. You can find us anywhere.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, man, thank you very much for your
Thanks for
time.
having me.